What is that? No equals plan. That's supposed to be no dash plan. Start that. So, okay, that's how we could respond to Keeley's approach. He's just being silly about this. You don't need a lot of people, and there's good reason for the media to not report certain stories, even if they have nothing to do with the conspiracy. That's the toxic truth problem. If you were in control of CNN or Fox, would you report this story?
Yes.
Thank God for you. How about the rest of you?
No, because you would be like kind of bashing our government. It's kind of like our people are all about it. And
I'd love to see it
a lot of
done.
people
I
would
really
not
think I
watch
wouldn't
CNN
do
no
it.
more.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, the weekly
dangerous.
You have all the crazy people that are already like, America's the best, America's this, America's
Argue for his no equals planes. It's supposed to be no planes, guys. It's no planes claims. You know it. How does he do it? It's like about the crazy. It's not a bunch of weird stuff. If you want, Baker, all right, is Alan, Alex, Ander, one word, it's one straight word on YouTube. And it's, I think it's chapter 7, where he talks about his main arguments for no planes. It's kind of cool. It's called The Key. The Key. And he talks about compositing. And he argues that the live shots were composites. And he argues that the subsequent shots that we saw of airplanes going into the buildings were obvious fakes. They're poorly done, computer generated video graphics. And to some extent, you just kind of look at those shots and you go, wow. We do know that they rigged the audio. We do know that. We don't know the audio from there. And we know the one where it looks like the plane comes out the other side of the building has been suppressed. So he's got something going here. I'm not convinced, but if you are, that's fine. I'm again sort of going, geez, I wonder. But he's got problems too. There's two big objections. One is, well, don't we have lots of eyewitnesses? You know, how are you going to fake that? And the second thing is, even if you don't have a lot of eyewitnesses, everybody heard the bombs. These are obvious things to save eggs. And I did. I got on the phone and said, what the hell, man? And he said, you don't have any. You know, I've tried to find eyewitnesses. And I did. I trolled the internet too looking for eyewitnesses. I found 3. One of them in the Nade documentary. The other 2 were text. They were paragraphs where they interviewed people who claimed to see planes. I didn't go into this on the last class period because we didn't have time. But I will tell you this, weird thing can happen. If I show you something over and over and over again, I can create a memory. But it's not a real memory, it's a pseudo memory. I do have memories of things you did as a child that can't have really been your memories. I have a memory of me running across the interstate in my diapers. Because I did. And my parents told me about it over and over and over again. I have a memory, and I don't know if it's a real memory or a pseudo memory, of a flying saucer floating over the Potomac River. Big black one. My parents told me about that a few times. Only a few times. They didn't want to talk about it. Are these real memories, or am I imagining what I'm being told? And as I imagine it over and over, on different occasions, I start to confuse that imagining with a memory. We know in the lab we can do this to people real easy. It's not hard. I can change the way you remember events just by the way I ask you a question. Elizabeth Loftus, 1976, eyewitness testimony. Her book started this research. Brilliant book. Goes way back to 76. She showed films to people of a car accident, right? And what she was able to do is literally alter their memory with questions, not even weird techniques. What she did was, one group was asked if they saw any glass when the cars made contact. Did you see any broken glass when the cars made contact? The other group was asked, did you see any broken glass when the cars crashed into each other? Now, who do you think saw glass? Say about the damn sound. We have thousands of witnesses to that.
But you said the speaker.
Yeah, Baker says they set up a PA system. And he also says that's why he thinks that Building 7 was also brought down when it looks like a controlled demolition, because that was where one end of the PA system was placed. I have no idea. basically he says, on one building, you got speakers. Can the people down on the street see the speakers?
No.
Of course not, it's at the top of the building. The last time you walk by a skyscraper, you see the top of it, you can't. So, they pan the sound across with a 2 PA system. Everybody hears the damn thing. I know this is bizarre, right? But it's kind of clever. Once you get used to it,
So
It
would
almost
the government
makes
really
sense.
go all out for that?
What's
They
that?
do mic check.
mic check, track.
And what are the like?
Good point.
How do they do send something like that?
I don't know. I think the sound engineer could probably do a little experimentation and be pretty sure. But what were you saying? Sorry.
Like, will the government actually go through all that struggle just to like, make it seem like it was a plane, like, speakers really?
Yeah, really. I mean, if Ace is right, and there were no planes, and he has independent reasons for that, he has to say something like this. There has to be a PA system, because there's no damn planes. You're gonna get sounds wrong. It's gotta be fake. I'm not saying there were no planes there. I'm just saying that's what he has to do. He has to say it was fake. He's gonna talk about a giant PA system on 2 buildings. I knew he was gonna say it, and he said it. As I asked him the question, I suddenly realized, oh my God, he's gonna make it true. Oh, boy. What? The building's not there. It's not there.
There was no building.
Now we know, right? I love it, you know, I'm just like, this is awesome, keep talking. Yeah, Wood is really interesting to talk to. Anyway. And you get to listen to a love song, to a conspiracy theorist in the middle of the video. You don't want to.
So what happened to the people who were on the plane? If they were not in the plane?
If there were people on the plane, then they got to watch their plane fly into the building. If there were people on the plane, because there wasn't a plane, I suspect they're probably about 200 feet of water off the East Coast somewhere. And that's what they did. And that was a standard move. There was like a 2-week period when these people got so damn noisy that the media had to do something with them. So they invited a couple of them, one of them even Charlie Sheen, onto some shows, some sort of softball news show, not real, sort of one of those talk shows. Anyway, moving right along.
Was there an Asian thing or they tell you?
Thank you. The next question is, how does Ace Baker's theory not benefit from toxic truth approach? He can't go this way, because according to Ace, the media was directly involved. They have to be. They made the fake videos. They distributed them. They faked the live shots. It was their helicopters. So he can't go this route. I think this is a clever thing to do, but Ace is going to have to say, no, they were literally in control of the conspirators. And if you think the conspirators were the federal government, then Ace thinks he has proof that the federal government is directly controlling our media and forcing them in some way or another, having them in one way or another, cooperate in mass murder. That's truly terrifying. So you need, if Ace is right about the planes, then he's right that the federal government is in control of the media. I mean, he's right about that. That's disastrous.
Sir, did any
So
like,
he has to show there were planes. So that's difficult to do.
did any like important people die in the, like people who had their office or anything?
Not really. I don't know. There were some FBI agents who died in Building 7, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. He can't use, this is saying the media isn't part of any conspiracy here, but when you come to them with a story that is this bizarre and devastating, they're not going to investigate it. It's just too dangerous. Don't touch it. It's a toxic, maybe true. But Ace doesn't do that. What Ace says is, no, the media was in on it directly because of their faking all of this footage. And at that point, things get really weird. The Grenade brothers, a couple of French guys, what is he going to say about them? He's going to say, well, that's French intelligence operatives. He's going to have to start sounding really weird. He's going to have to sound like what we usually think of when we say conspiracy theory. So, there you go. I love my YouTube video. Hey, respond to Baker. Tell me you think there were planes, tell me you think there weren't, tell me if you think you don't know. Same option. If you, and I really will be paying attention to what you write there, because it's a fascinating, it's a real fun game to play. I mean, wow. Really? And then he actually defended it. You tell him. I couldn't believe it. It was like, I called him up because I thought he was gonna be an idiot. It didn't work. So far, so
Not an
good?
idiot?
Is Baker an idiot?
Yeah.
No. See, he's really smart. Right, he's scary smart. Yeah, what's that? The toxic truth approach is this, that they are not going to release, they're not even gonna investigate this sort of conspiracy because it is too dangerous. Too much chaos, too much confusion, it discredits the government.
Sir, what was the
Don't even go
motive?
there.
Who came up with that, the toxic truth?
Oh, that's in the paper I wrote, for the, in school right now.
The Basham wrote it?
Yeah, no, I'm a clerk. I've got a lot, I got a lot of it.
Okay.
This was a 40-page chapter in a book that Yale, that's the London School of Economics put out through Oxford. They're the spooks who invited me. Yeah, that's Ron Hart. Yeah. Trust me, the next time I will be here. Okay. What am I gonna do about my hair? It keeps growing.
She got dreads.
What?
You do control.
Like her hair?
No.
Oh.
wait, that's not a
her,
perm, that's her hair.
Okay, that's too cool. But I'm getting bad habits, like I do the mustache thing. We drive along with,
You're gonna start playing with it like this, rolling it,
yeah.
when you see a guy.
Okay. There you go. Any questions about that big fat ugly one? No. Okay.
We should only do one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I have work. How many of you, do you want to do the religion question or not?
The religion?
That's number 2. It's all about.
No, I don't think so.
We already did that one.
Like I knew you'd be like, I gotta be honest with you. I mean, this question is almost identical to the one we have in my philosophy of religion class. Do I really want to read this question? Answers to this? Okay, thank you.
For intro.
Let's skip number 2 and go on to 3. Huh? Merry Christmas, happy summer, That's a lot right here. I'm okay with that. That means easiest question. So number 3 is really short, simple, isn't it? I was just, at that one class, I was just trying to make you go, what? Yeah.
Hell.
Yeah, it was over here last time too.
There is no way.
Remember this thing? Does the universe have an edge?
Nope.
Looks like all the options aren't so nice. Not so good for us. Question is, what did we throw it through? Did we throw like a koala or something? Yeah, we threw a dog through it. That was messed up. So we go over to the portable, grab one of the cats, and we toss it. What it's going to do, what's it going to do?
Bounce back.
It could bounce back, it could keep going, or it could stop, right? Just, all right? None of these make any sense. Because remember, the whole point is, beyond the edge, there is literally nothing. And I don't mean empty space. This is your empty space. This is a three-dimensional spatial manifold in time. That's why we can actually throw things. Beyond, this is the edge of space. So there's literally nothing beyond the edge of space. Not more space, because they wouldn't be the edge, right? Well, if the cat or the dog keeps going, then we don't have an edge, right? No edge. If it bounces back, it bounced off of nothing, which it can't do, because nothing can't bounce something off of it, because there's nothing there. If it sticks, that makes no sense either, because there's nothing more to stick to. It's nothing.
There's no edge.
So there can't be an edge, thank you. Joint question.
Real proud.
That was the quick version, but really that's the problem. I started thinking about this when I was 12, and I still haven't been able to do that. One physicist told me that.
Can we just draw that?
Well, can you say all that? The physicist said that the dog would move along the edge. And I'm like, well, why? What's to stop it?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah. Oh. It was funny. You're just tricksters.
Hey, when is it due? Tomorrow, right? We have to drop it off at his office?
By 4:30.
Well, yeah, that's what you want to say. The damn thing's gonna go around and circle all the way around the edge. And I'm like, what's making it turn? There's nothing there.
You want to change that?
All right, Matt, you were explaining your different inside.
Yeah, it's the 16 that I told you.
Wanna do-
Nothing there, Ted?